So you're here supporting life. What do you want to say to the viewers?
That everyone needs to be aware of what the truth is. The truth is that every abortion kills an innocent baby, and that every baby deserves to be protected.
Sorry, we got trash cans going by. So again, every baby needs to get protected?
Every baby deserves to be protected, especially by our local Senate. And that's why I'm here, because the senators.
There's two Republicans that are going to vote against it, aren't they? Is that what they're saying?
Things keep moving around. I'm not really sure.
That's what I'm reading, and I'm reading that it's two Republican senators are going to vote against this bill. Yeah, sellouts. So here we are, guys.
Yeah.
She's standing up. Are you going to stand up? The media's lining up. I'll get the microphone on sooner in a moment. But this is where everybody's starting to congregate. And I'll get as many interviews as I can today. This is Congressman Trent Franks, and he's a Republican in Arizona. What do you think of what's going on with these two Republicans that are on the fence about this law in Arizona?
Well, you know, I am convinced that the very foundation of law in the first place is to protect the innocent. Thomas Jefferson said the care and happiness of human life, and not its destruction, is the only legitimate object of good government. And in the final analysis, if we don't have the courage to protect the most innocent among us, we will never find the courage to protect any kind of liberty for anyone at all. And I wish everybody could understand that. There are ways that we can disagree about strategy, but ultimately it's about protecting the innocent. If it's not about that, then there's really no purpose for government. We'll let the survival of the fittest prevail and just see what happens. You know, if there's no commitment to protecting the innocent, then we are without hope.
You got my vote.
All right, thank you.
I don't think anybody summarized it as good as you have. Maybe it's because you're a congressman.
Well, I don't think it's that way. It's just this issue means an awful lot to me, and I just, you know, it's what brought me into office was protecting the innocent, because that's the whole thing. You know, our Declaration says that we hold these truths to be self-evident. We're all created equal, and we're given rights by God, and to protect these rights, to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. That's the whole purpose of government, is to secure individual rights. And life is the first one of those. If we miss that one, we miss it all.
It's so good to be with a politician that's just speaking the truth. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so this is the pastor at Cowboy Church. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm actually joining the church. I've been there like 2 weeks.
You're halfway there.
This man has the conviction of the Holy Spirit. He's willing to say it like it is. He's willing to talk politics from the pulpit and stand up for the unborn. What do you want to tell him, Pastor Tim?
Oh, on-the-spot interview.
Yeah, always. That's what I do.
Thank you for the opportunity as an American citizen and a follower of Jesus. For all these years, everybody that's hearing this, everybody that's breathing has enjoyed the blessings of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I think it's one of the greatest hypocrisies that as a nation we've chosen for all these unborn babies. We've taken their choice, we've taken their potential blessing and eradicated their voices from our society.
And they're the true innocents because they haven't been born yet.
That's exactly
They're
right.
not even born into sin.
And even though we've always believed in life from conception, we know that with science and the ongoing discoveries of science, it is a done deal.
When the cells split,
it's time.
and you got a human being.
Yep. Amen. And as I really asked some of our guys recently, in my life experience, any child that comes to age, to birth, is always born a human. I've never heard of one being born a donkey or a dog. And so, in my mind, it is common sense, it is self-evident from our Creator God that these babies in the womb are just as human as any man, woman. The other great irony, this is to the ladies as respectfully as possible, that believe in women's rights and push for women's rights in our nation. The great irony and the hard question for me is, how could you support eradicating so many female unborn babies if you truly believe in the value of a woman, the value of all life?
Well said. Thank you, Pastor.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. God bless.
God bless you. Pastor Tim, out there in Casa Grande at the Cowboy Church. Yeah, it's Cowboy Church. Don't make fun of me because I wear a cowboy hat, but he's a good pastor. He's willing to sacrifice his followers by speaking the truth and answering to God, and that's what we have to do. It's not about the acceptance of man. We're all answering to God, whether you know it or not. Thank you for watching. MustangMedic reporting over here at the Capitol in Arizona. 2 Republican senators are basically thinking about going against this law that passed Congress and is now going to the Senate today. So we will see if we got some rhinos or we got some Republicans. We'll find out. Time will tell.
We're going to keep sliding down that hill to destruction. And once we lose America, which I believe the other party really hates this country, because if you want to destroy a country, you're going to do everything the current administration is doing. And until we get back on our face before God and say, Lord, help us find our way back, I think when we do that, our country will turn. But until we go down this path and keep going down this path and keep believing the lies and keep believing the delusion, it's going to be a hard road up. And I'm not running for Congress. Well, I'm running for Congress to the senator that said that. But that was repulsive what she said, by the way.
Yeah.
And we were going to call for impunity. But this is what I believe in. You know that. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in life. And I will never waver. I don't care if I win or lose. I know in the end I win. And with that, I absolutely vote no.
This vote goes down today. We all need to be concerned about that vote in November. And I stand here to say that if America, because it's not happening just in Arizona but in other states, if America chooses death, then what right do we have to ask God to bless America?
That's right.
If we turn against our founding principles and say that we don't believe in the right for a child to be born, I'm going to share 2 very quick verses from the Bible. This is something that I've read many times and I never really understood it, but maybe I do now. It sounds like a warning. O Assyrian, this is in Isaiah chapter 10. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil, and to take the prey, and to tread them down like mire in the streets. If we choose death in this country, why should we be protected from other countries? There are countries across this world that would love to come in and take the good things that God has blessed us with. One more. Have we become so evil in this country We cannot blame this on judges and lawyers anymore, because Arizonans, today we have the responsibility to choose between life or death on this floor. In November, the people of Arizona will have the right or the responsibility to choose between life or death. And God is watching, as has been said. And on Judgment Day, we will all stand before the Lord Jesus Christ, and we will confess that he is the Christ. The last comment in Genesis chapter 19. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from heaven, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities. With that, Mr. President, I vote no.
Abortions as they were described in this room today
First step, Senator Birch.
do not reflect facts.
Hold on, Senator. I understand your passion. We have, when members are speaking on the floor, there is no outbursts in the gallery, please. Thank you. Senator Birch.
Certainly nothing at all like the procedures that I had. We're not really talking about what we're voting on here today. This is about the Civil War era ban that criminalizes doctors and makes virtually all abortions illegal. The ban that the people of Arizona overwhelmingly don't want. We're here to repeal a bad law. I don't want us honoring laws about women written during a time when women were forbidden from voting because their voices were considered inferior to men. But since we want to talk about the ballot initiative, the lies being told about the language of that bill need to be addressed. The bill does not allow for abortion on demand through the 9th month of pregnancy. That is categorically false.
Point of order has been called.
Thank you, Mr. President. The senator from District 9 is not speaking to the bill. The bill is repeal of the abortion ban. She's actually getting into the weeds on the ballot question.
I would like to be held to the same standard as everyone else who has explained their vote here today.
If she's speaking to abortion as is germane to the bill, please stick to the topic of abortion and repeal on this.
Thank you. Okay, let me move on. Legislation that would be appropriate. Legislation that I think the public would like to support would have a viability clause and any citizens initiative that was reflective of what the citizens have been asking for from the research, polling, and community engagement would have language to that.
Senator Birch, point of order has been called. Senator Hoffman, what's your point of order?
Thank you. Same point of order as before, Mr. President. She's talking about prospective legislation that has not been introduced in a certain amount of work.
Senator Birch.
Yeah, I don't believe that Senator Hoffman is in my head and say whether or not what I'm saying actually is why I'm voting the way I'm voting. This is the reason that I'm voting this way, and I have a right. I'm elected to stand here and explain my vote, and this is why I'm voting the way that I'm voting. It is germane to the bill. We are talking about abortion. It's already been a point of order on this issue, and I'm continuing to talk about abortion, which has already been ruled germane to this bill.
So the chair rules that we have had members speaking about abortion on both sides. As long as she pertains to abortion, she is germane.
Yeah. We also have to stop allowing people to suggest that there are abortion providers in this state or even in this country who provide elective abortions on demand for full-term pregnancy. This is false, and facts are facts. The majority of the people in this state believe that abortion is a decision that belongs to patients and providers. I appreciate the passionate religious convictions of members who have risen to announce their faith. I respect it. My beliefs are different from yours. I'm not afraid of the abortions that I had. Do not fear for my soul. They were the right decisions for me, and I don't have to follow your religion in this country. And this is not a belief that is consensus even among religious individuals. A very large portion of people who have abortions identify as Christian or Catholic. The trend towards legislating religious beliefs in this state is dangerous, and it should make everybody nervous, regardless of their faith. As to the concerns of those who felt that we have not followed process or proceedings here today, we have what should be a very balanced body. We are 16 Republicans and 14 Democrats. We all introduce bills. We all care about representing our constituents and making sure that voices are being heard in this body. Of the bills that made it to the governor's desk, 3 came from Senate Democrats. That's not a representative democracy. That's irresponsible representation. And that's what the leadership has chosen. If we don't want to be a representative democracy, and if we only want to allow some voices in the room.
Point of order. She's on abortion. Senator Birch.
So I'm speaking specifically to this bill being here the way that it is. I'll wrap it right up. The reason that we're here right now, this bill has been up many times, and if we wanted to debate it, bring it to the committee. You have had the opportunity to bring our bills to committee over and over and over again. And if you refuse to hear our bills when they are popular with the public and when it's what the people of Arizona want, then we are going to use the tools and resources available to us to make sure that our constituents are being heard. It is their right. We cannot ignore the majority of Arizonans and only listen to voices that lean heavy into party politics, because everyone else is going to be silenced in the process. And I vote yes.
Congratulations. Yes. Senator Schiff.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to explain my vote. The members in this room, my constituents in LD 29, and the citizens in Arizona that have gotten to know Senator Janae Shamp, perioperative nurse manager, elected in 2022, is 100% pro-life. I wasn't going to speak today, but I cannot continue to hear misinformation be said and to not clarify. And that is, there is a very large difference between an abortion and a DNC, which is a dilation and curettage. And I'm here to tell you, as a woman who would never be in the operating room to perform an abortion, I have, unfortunately, witnessed the sadness of a dilation and curettage. And I have been the nurse to hold the hand of the patient to go through this procedure. But a dilation and curettage, for what we call in the medical world as products of conception, is not the same thing as a pre-born living child. I can't stand to hear that misinformation continue. It is not the same.
We're here. That's right. Exactly. And that's fine. And that's fine. And I have my daughters making choices too that are here.
I'm only 30.
That's fine.
I'm only 30.
Man, you can't even have an abortion, bro.
What do you mean?
Out of here.
I'm a
Go
woman.
spread your legs.
I'm a woman.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Good luck.
I can get pregnant.
Good. I'm glad.
Thank
Go
you.
get
Thank you for supporting my
pregnant.
choices.
Go make your choice. I'm making mine. Yes, we are allowed to stay here.
She keeps bumping into people. She hurt me so much.
She's trying.
I was trying
Really?
I was crying
Dude,
out for
come
help.
on.
I was crying out
These
for help.
freaking lying ass motherfuckers trying to bunk everybody.
She bumped into me.
Get out of
It
here.
was traumatizing.
They're just mad because you guys didn't win today. You guys aren't going to win because we have choices
It was
here.
only the traumatizing. This
Yeah.
is an old lady in a walker or something.
The babies that you can't bear. So there you go. Let people that actually have choices to choose. Some fathers want their babies. The fathers have nothing to do with this. What?
Really?
No. Where are they at? Good. Then that's good. I'm glad you're here. Where are they at? Where are your 8 granddaughters? Okay.
Oh, sorry. Hey, leave her alone. I'm trying to get by. Sorry.
So you're gonna step on me and push me, and you're gonna let this motherfucker just push me around and step on me? Really?
You just bumped real harder than me, sir.
Yeah, well, you keep apologizing to yourself and your mama that had you. Excuse me. Yeah.
As a former fetus,
I don't care. I don't care. You realize what you're doing too. I'm standing here. So angry. That's right. I have choices. Okay.
So I'm not going to get into the personal medical decisions. I don't think that's right to comment on their personal medical decisions. So you are welcome to pull from my comments when you like. I think in this state, we need to continue to talk about the vulnerable women and the vulnerable babies who are affected by this tragic murder that occurs at the hands of abortion mills like Planned Parenthood. Look, we are a state, and Republicans in this state have long fought for the vulnerable amongst us, have long fought for single moms, for young families, for families in financial stress. We are going to continue to fight for the most vulnerable amongst our state. But we also have to be willing to fight for the lives of the children who are voiceless in this process. You know, our criminal code codifies these babies as persons, okay? They are already in statute as people worthy of a voice. It is our job to give them that voice and to make sure that they are represented in this process. And that's what we're going to do, is continue to fight for the vulnerable across the spectrum. What do you say to pro-choice?